Hey, welcome in, Changemaker. Oh my gosh, I am so honored that you are here for this huge announcement. This feels like the biggest, scariest thing I've ever done in my life, and I'm just so grateful for your support and that you are here. Usually, this is going to be a keynote, but what's a little bit different and something I've never done before, I think a lot of people don't really do, is I'm going to share some visions with you that are 3, 5 years out. I'm not really sure. And then I'm also going to tell you what's happening right now in real time and what you can be a part of and what you need to scroll down to see, but don't scroll down yet, okay? I can't believe that I'm finally doing this. And the reason that I'm going to share some big dreams and visions with you when in the past I've been so scared and I keep big ideas to myself because I don't want to look stupid if it doesn't work out. I don't want to feel dumb if someone doesn't like the idea. I don't want it to not be perfect yet. Or, sometimes you get scared that if you put things out there too early that it won't happen how you want it to. But for this particular project, this is so transformational. And I just know that the community, you watching right now, you are going to be a turning point for this project. You and this community are going to really lift this up and be the catalyst of how this comes to life. I know I'm going to need your help because that's the whole point of what I am trying to create, which we'll get to in a second. But so keep in mind that this is going to be going forward and what's happening now. So I am going to just share my screen and we are going to dive right in. All right. Are you ready to make some waves? Let's freaking do this. I want to start with a little bit about my story, how I got here. What is the why behind all of this? I need you to understand that I was not born with entrepreneurship running through my veins. I had no idea what entrepreneurship was. I didn't have really any example of entrepreneurship in my life or my community. I mean, I did, but I didn't really fully grasp what it was probably until I was like 22. So I didn't, have this entrepreneurship blood, but I do like to think that I had glitter and I had magic running through my veins, meaning that a lot of entrepreneurs have an origin story where they're like, I was out hitting the pavement at 5 years old. I was out doing lemonade stands to make money and start a business. Whereas I hated working the lemonade stand. I thought it was boring. I didn't want to do that, but I was the one on the corner dancing and strutting my stuff with a sign to get people to stop because that was the fun part. That was the creative part. I was such a magical child. I was so happy and so free. You can see this picture here with my mom. I was just such a little ham. I loved the camera. It was great. Until things weren't so great as a child. Things actually started to get really, really hard. My parents got divorced at a young age for me. It was a very ugly, ugly divorce. I will spare you the details, but I watched my mom really claw her way out of that. And not only claw her way out to just survive, but to continue to provide the life for me and my sisters that we had before. She was a stay-at-home mom before they got divorced. And my dad, he wanted to take everything, right? We had to move out of our house, and I watched her really be my first example of female leadership. Female leadership in my life was my mom, and I watched her example. However, seeing all of that magic in me really started to fade. I really became all about survival mode and, just getting through the day. And it was really hard as a kid. And so honestly, I watched my mom lose a lot. And I said, I was determined to never depend on anyone, especially a man. in my life to provide for me financially or anything else. So I went to work. I got my first job at 15 at a Rita's Water Ice. If you guys are on the East Coast and you know what that is, I was determined to make a life for myself, and I became a robot. I became a workaholic. I missed out on so much of my college experience because I was just trying to pay my own way through college. I couldn't afford my textbooks because they were too expensive. And so I just took pictures of other kids in class, their textbooks, and I used that. I was a hustler. I was a get-it-doner. I was scrappy. And I missed out on a lot of the college experience because I was always working. My friends were going out, and I was working, and I couldn't go, or, I didn't go to all my classes because I was so tired from working the night before. And after college, it wasn't really any different. I went straight into corporate life, and I became a corporate robot. I lost all sense of myself and what my purpose really was. And I just wanted to climb that corporate ladder and make more money, get the next promotion, get the next raise. And although I really, really cared about people, and I like to think I was a really great leader, I was just, when it came to internally how I was treating myself, I was burning myself out, and I was losing all identity of who I really was. Like I want to be really clear here that I was determined to never depend on anybody else, but it was just keeping me stuck, when all I wanted really was to just feel safe. But instead, I put so many walls up around me. I wouldn't let anybody in. I wouldn't let anybody help me, that I was just keeping myself stuck, which, again, full circle from what I was talking about in the beginning, this is a big reason why I'm asking for your help, and why I'm doing this right now is because I want to show you that I'm putting these walls down and I'm asking for help. I'm sharing my dreams. I'm sharing my visions with you. And I started to wonder, how can I feel safe? And it wasn't until I left corporate, started my own business as a business coach, that I realized that I do feel safe when I'm in the right rooms with the right people, or the right women. It started with these women that you see here on the screen. These are some of my lovely, amazing clients I have worked with. And I started to actually learn more from them than maybe I like to think they learned a lot from me, but I learned so much from them too. I learned, like, I got to work with these entrepreneurs who already had gone through this self-identity phase. They had gone through the burnout phase, and they were asking me, why do you work so much? Or I was learning so much. And I realized how safe I felt when I was with them to just be me. And I realized how powerful that was, even more so when I just made the move to Denver 4 months ago. If you're watching this video right now, it was about 4 months ago that I moved to Denver. If you've been following my journey on Instagram or TikTok, you know how much this move has transformed my life, my connections, and the women that I'm meeting here. I feel so safe to be myself, to grow, to heal. And a lot of you see me making these connections, and I get these DMs from you all the time, and you say, I want that so bad. I'm craving that community. I'm craving it, but I just don't have it where I live. I'm in Oklahoma. We just don't have that, right? That's how I felt in Wisconsin. That's why I made the move. Now I realize everybody cannot make the same move that I made across the country. Maybe that you don't even want to, right? Which is why I started to think, what can I do to create this safe place for women like I am feeling? And it is literally being the catalyst to my growth and my transformation in both life and business. So I closed my eyes. I was doing a meditation, and I was doing some journaling, and I said, what does a safe space feel like? What does a magical safe space to me right now feel like? And what always came up in all of my meditations was the lake house. This is my family lake house in Wisconsin. And my grandma and grandpa built it with their own hands, basically from the ground up. My grandma handpicked every single stone that you see in that chimney. And I like to think it's because she knew how powerful that chimney or that house was going to be to keeping our family together. And holy cow, were they right. My grandparents had 5 children. My mother is the youngest of 5. And they all have 3 children, and their children are having grandchildren. I think we make up like 35, 40 people now in our family that come to this lake house. We come every summer, all of us all together. There's like 14 dogs, and we gather around this fireplace. We gather around the lake, and it's just magical because it's literally, I think all the time, I'm like, gosh, how often would I see my family if we didn't have this physical place, right? I really don't think it would be as much. And that would make me very sad. And so I started to think, wow, how can I do this for female entrepreneurs? You know, our family, my grandma, she came over from Germany when she was a kid. And so there is our German heritage all over that lake, through on the walls and little trinkets and things. And that's why we call it the lake house, spelled Haus, because of our German heritage. And that always has just meant so much to me. It just feels so special, right? So I started to think, how can I create this place for women in business, for female entrepreneurs, for change makers, disruptors? We need a place, right? So I want you to close your eyes. Actually, you don't have to close your eyes, but just imagine, okay? Imagine and look at these pictures. Imagine a physical place where you could go as a woman in business to connect with other women, to do things to grow your business. Think podcast studio, think video studio, think workout rooms maybe, think meeting rooms and event space to bring speakers in and so we can congregate together. Think movie nights outside. I don't know. Think lit up trees. Think pool. I want to have a pool in the middle of this building in the city where there's day beds and women come in and they're working on day beds and they're sitting in the sunshine that's maybe coming through some open window or some, whatever that thing is called, that's on the, where a roof is open. I can't think right now, but just imagine it, where the atmosphere and the energy, there's trees, there's colors. It feels so, what I like to call, whimsical luxe. It is so magical around you, everywhere you look. And the women, the energy, it's just lit up in this entire building. Just imagine this whimsical, magical place, right? I mean, where you can't only help but believe in magic because it's so magical all around you, but you also can't help but believe in yourself. Because if somewhere that magical can exist, and if all these other women who are doing such big things, you're just constantly around their energy, your energy is going to elevate. You are going to believe in yourself, because why not you? All these other women, all this magic around you, why not you? Right? You believe in yourself again like you used to. When you were a kid and when nothing felt impossible. That's what I want this place, this space to be for you. Oh, let me collect myself for a sec. Because I know I lost that magic, and I know a lot of you have too, or you're coming back from that and you're trying to find it again. That's what this is really about. I want you to find that again, like I'm finding it now. Ooh. I want this to be a place where you find your people and you rediscover your purpose. You really find your magic. It's going to be her stomping ground. It's her success lab. It's her safe haven. It's her house. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. This is it. This is the brand. This is the place. This is what I am launching, and I pray and hope and know that the right women that you will come be a part of. Whew. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? And again, her house, this comes from, where is this place where we can all go and feel safe and believe in magic again? And that's why we have the leopard here. She's just so whimsical, right? Whimsical Lux. It's kind of what the vibe, right? Whew. So here's what's coming first. Let me go back a sec before I get into that. What I just kind of showed you, again, this is my 3-5 year, I don't know, vision. This is what I'm working towards. This is what you're all, with what I'm about to say, is launching now. This is what you're going to help work towards and help launch, right? And I don't know how I'm going to get there, which is why I am just putting it out into the world, because I know for certain that this is what I'm here to do. This is my purpose, to create this physical place after all this COVID and BS and stuff that we've been through and lost connection. And, now people are scared to even see people in person. We need this. We need this physical space where you can go. It's not your house. It's not your work. It's a third space. It's a third house, right? We need this space. But I don't know how I'm going to bring it to life. I don't know anything about owning a physical space, right? So that's why I'm asking you, if maybe investors that would be interested in something like this. The first one will probably be in Denver. So Denver people especially. Maybe real estate commercial. Maybe someone who's an amazing interior designer for commercial spaces, who you feel like would really know how to match this vibe inside. Maybe I don't know, an experiential brand designer. I don't know. Connect me with them. DM me. Tell me how you're feeling about this. Are you excited? Do you like this idea? What do you think? Tell me, DM me. I just want to know, okay? And again, this is why I'm putting this out into the world, because I know this community, you watching, are going to help bring this to life. But in the meantime, we still have something super freaking transformational coming, okay? And this is what you can take advantage of in the next week or so. Her house will be launching, but it will start as a digital membership and community. Let me see if I can move my little face. Okay. There's going to be so much that goes into this. You're going to get way more details over time as you sign up for the wait list, which you're going to be able to do below. But let me go over some of the things that will be included. Okay. There's going to be different tiers. So these are a mix of the tiers. Again, you'll get all the information in a nice breakdown, but this is just to get you excited and getting you wanting to join, right? So first, there's going to be weekly content ideas and trend forecasts for social media. And honestly, these content ideas can be used in email marketing, blogs, whatever. But I know that one of the biggest things that women in business struggle with is showing up online. I know that that is a struggle, and I want to help you do it in a way that's different as a disruptor of your industry. These aren't going to be lame, like run-of-the-mill content ideas, right? I hope if you know me, you know my heart, and you know that that's not what this would be. These are going to help you stand out in your industry. You're also going to get a weekly, what I'm calling an intention reset. Every single week, I will show up and I will give you something that's going to help you, a video that's going to help you think bigger and differently for your business, because I'm over the small business thoughts, right? We need to think bigger. We need to think differently. I want this membership is for disruptors, because there's nothing else out there like this. It's going to be helping you think differently. It might be journal prompts. It might be a CEO day exercise. What I mean by that is a business exercise that you've maybe have never had access to. These are going to be enterprise level exercises for CEOs that really kind of get you to work on the business and not just in the business. So important for growth. There's going to be a monthly podcast club. I'm so excited about this. Think book club, but with easier type to listen to and digest podcast episodes. And the women of her house can say, hey, let's listen to this one next month. You can submit a podcast episode that really impacted you. And so we're all going to learn and grow alongside each other by, sharing our thoughts and key takeaways. And it's going to cover everything. It could be business, wellness, spirituality, whatever. But I think it's a lot easier to digest and to take away from and when it's a podcast and not a book, right? There's obviously going to be a lot of community connection. There's going to be community forums in there for you to connect and make coffee dates, even if you want to do a meetup. There's going to be places where you can share tools and resources. There's going to be places where you can partner and collab. If you need podcast guests, if you want to be on a podcast, you can connect. There's going to be events. So, whether you're local or not, there's going to be retreats. We are going to start to bring this in person over time before we have our space, our building, right? Then there's also going to be monthly workshops and masterclasses. These are going to be from both myself and other experts, because I really want to bring you everything that you need as a female entrepreneur to truly be successful. And I cannot give you that alone. That's another reason why I'm creating this space for us, is because a lot of my clients come to me, and I'm not a genius at everything, okay? Like I refer them out to other people for different specialties, like business taxes or spirituality stuff, healing. I can't tell you how many people go through my program, my business and marketing program, where I'm like, okay, I just feel like this isn't connecting because you have some inner work to do. And that's not necessarily a part of my program in the long term, right? So I want to bring in other experts. And if you are a member of Her House, you will have the opportunity to apply to be a speaker and to hold a workshop. And they will be paid speaking gigs. This is so important to me. I will be paying the women who come to speak in our house, because I feel like with digital, everything went digital and then everyone just got free speaking gigs out of everyone, right? No, like we're here to lift other women up. So not only are we giving you the stage, you're going to maybe even get your first paid speaking gig, okay? This is really to grow you in all sorts of ways. I don't want this to just be passive, like you're just watching classes, right? This is to bring you into the community and to lift you up. There's also, besides the monthly workshops, and again, this is going to cover everything, all sorts of topics, but there's also going to be a quick answer guide. This is probably going to be mostly business and marketing questions, at least to start. But this is going to be so that you don't have to watch an hour-long masterclass to get the answers that you need. It's kind of going to be like Google for women in businesses, but with answers you can trust. Because I hope you trust me by now, right? So it's going to be things like, how do I post a Pinterest idea pin? What should I do for hashtags? All of these little questions that I get over and over again, you're going to have, 1 to 5 minute video answers. So if you're stuck on something, or if you're working on one thing that's different than the next week and you need a different answer, you can just go in, search, and get your answer quickly and efficiently. And if it's not answered in there, there will be an opportunity for you to submit a question. And so we'll have a running list of questions that I'll begin to answer and add to the content library. So you'll have a content library that's unlimited use. It'll have all the past workshops with a nice little table of contents so you can find the categories easily. It's also going to have the quick answer guide. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is something called the Her House Little Black Book. Think of this like a member directory, but so much more. It's going to be like your own little sales platform to connect with other women so that you can get more business referrals. But also, if I'm being honest, I get so many people message me all the time. Do you have a web designer? Do you have a web developer? Do you have a copywriter? And sometimes I do have someone to refer them to, but sometimes I'm not sure. Or sometimes the person I refer them to isn't taking clients. So the Her House Little Black Book will be external. It won't just live within the membership, meaning anyone in the world who is looking for top talent will begin to say, oh, let me go check the Her House directory, because I know that the women in this group are going to have this like-minded approach to being a disruptor, to being different, to having a servant-based business, right? Like that's who I'm calling in, the women, so that, people are going to start to seek out this top tier talent. If someone asks me for a referral, I will send them to the Her House Little Black Book. Okay. So it's not just going to be within the membership, which of course that's going to be a big part of it. Like support the women within the membership first. If you're looking for a tax strategist, come check it out, but it's also going to be external. Gosh, I'm so excited for that. So this is the digital membership community that is launching first. And this is what I would love for you to be a part of. We are going to launch to 25 founding members first. 25 founding members. What does it mean to be a founding member? Well, you're going to get some special perks, but also you're going to help me just make sure that the platform is working correctly. And you're really going to be like on the cutting leading edge of the membership, okay? But as a founding member, there are some perks that you're going to get. You are going to get, and if you scroll down, you'll see a picture of it, a goddess diosa. I need to grab mine. I don't know where it is. Shoot, but just scroll down, you'll see it. It is made by my past client, Steph at Evelise Designs. And it really, I want that to be a welcome gift for you, that to really catapult and show you the energy that we are going to bring with her house. It's goddess energy. And I want you to put that on your desk or your bathroom or wherever you're going to see it every day so that you can embody that energy as a Her House member. So you're going to get that welcome gift, but you're also going to get priority listing within the Her House Little Black Book. Meaning, so say eventually there are 20 copywriters, 10 copywriters, all in the Her House Little Black Book. If you are a founding member, your listing will be at the top alphabetically before anyone else with a little star that's like a badge that says founding member. But you'll always kind of have that first priority listing within the Her House Little Black Book. You're also going to get VIP treatment at any events or retreats that we put on. And there might be some other special things that I'm going to reveal over time. But for right now, those are the founding member perks. Okay. And you're really going to be, honestly, like that, those bonuses sound nice, but really it's like you are going to be the women who set the tone for Her House. And I am calling in women who are going to show up for this community. So if that is you, if you know in your heart, as I'm talking through all this, if you know in your heart that that is you, please consider joining as a founding member because I need you. I need your help. Okay. Gosh, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. I hope that you will scroll down now and join the wait list to become one of the first 25 founding members. And if you don't make the first 25, I'm going to see what the interest is. Maybe we can open up to a couple more founding members. But anyways, sorry, I'm just rambling now. Scroll down. You'll see more information on exactly what will be in the membership. And join the founding member list because an exclusive invite link will go out on April 3rd only to those who have signed up to the wait list. Because those 25 spots are probably going to go pretty fast. And there's only 25 of the welcome gifts, the diosas. Again, scroll down to see it. You want to get on the wait list so that you can get that email right away and be in the first 25 people. I am so grateful for you, for this community, and what we are going to build together. Thank you so much. Please, if you are here for it, sign up for the waitlist first, but then shoot me a DM. Please, I would love your feedback on what you think. If you have ideas, anything, shoot me a DM. I cannot wait to hear from you. Welcome home, Changemaker.